Welcome back. And as I promised you guys earlier, we have two artists in studio, very amazing people, very talented, and they have something interesting cooking, and I'm going to let them tell us all about that. Karibuni.
Asante.
Hey.
Thank you.
Kwanza, you're the guy who was speaking patois, yes?
Yeah.
Earlier.
Yes, I was.
So you for this interview, yote kunaongea tu patois.
It takes so much energy.
What do you mean? It's just talking.
It takes so much energy because unajua mimi see the first language,
Yes.
so I have to reference nini alafu then
And
again
think before you
think before I have to. Well, I do think before I talk. Normally.
Not just for this, yeah?
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself.
Abu Sense, should I mention my government names or my that's enough.
I prefer both. For the art and then for, for purposes of being official.
Prepare yourself.
Yeah.
Abubakar Majid.
Abubakar Majid.
Yes.
No, man. and then the artist name?
Abu Sense.
Abu Sense.
Yeah.
Why Abu Sense?
It stems from, I used to listen to, this is tapping into foreign culture, but I used to listen to Common Sense. Common the rapper.
Yes.
Yeah, and then he used to be my favorite rapper at some point. And then nikaona, msee anabonga sense mob. Nikaona tu acha nichukue hiyo part.
Abu Sense, yeah?
Yeah.
Ngartia.
Ngartia.
Government names.
Mbona ni kama ni Ngartia bado?
Anafikiria gani?
Ngartia. So Ngartia Brian Kimadi.
Ngartia Brian Kimadi.
Mutea, Tuarebi, Karati. Tuendelee. There's a go back several generations.
Endelea. Interesting, yes?
So artist name is still Ngartia, but kuko na R somewhere hapo katikati. Usiniulize kwa nini, please.
Nisuniambie tu.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
Okay, sawa. So nikiwa 17 very smart.
Am I going to regret asking this? Please go on.
Very smart. Kuchange jina yangu hapo katikati kwa na art. Unajua ART since many artists. Sasa hizi sipendangi kusema hiyo story sana, sio niangalia MC unaweza come up na kitu better.
No, considering you're 17, I think we'll give you a pass.
Not now, back then.
Yes, you were 17. Yes. See, that's when you came up with it?
Yes.
While you were 17?
Yes.
So we give you a pass for that.
Thank you.
It was actually very creative for a 17.
Age only make last year, bro.
I just show a picture, man.
Karibuni sana. So you are all artists.
Yes.
Please tell me your genre of art.
I'd like to confine it to storytelling. Like sababu storytelling cuts across all mediums, only acting, being a poet and spoken word artist. I also write. I love writing. So yeah, nikaona tu, let me get the umbrella name that would factor in all these things that I love doing. Yes. So storyteller.
Storyteller.
I think to copy paste to because it's the same thing. It's one of the reasons we work together. We're interested in pretty much the same stuff. So I write fiction, short stories, flash fiction, which are really tiny short stories, poetry, spoken word in different languages, English, Sheng, Matime Kikuyu, Kitemtiwa Kimeru, and for a while we were working in advertising for a while, so which was also part of storytelling, basically, because good advertising is storytelling. True. So yeah, its baseline is storytelling and content creation. Yeah.
How did you get to be this creative? Because I feel like it's too much, all in one. Storytelling, poetry, spoken word, writing. How were you students of art? What happened? Where did it all begin? Let me start from Ngartia.
Okay. Yes. I can blame it on my mother.
Now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting
somewhere. For her brilliance that she passed on. Yes. I'm not going to be modest.
Please don't.
And also,
it's Mother's Day bad edition.
Yes.
At KUtv, we are still celebrating mothers.
You can watch Sidani.
Big up, just in case.
But mom, nakupenda maze, thanks. Thanks for your killing. For the hairline. So, and also, I joined school when I was really young, like I was 2 years younger than most of my classmates. So I was tiny. Sana sikuwa naelewa story wasio wanabonga. So walikuwa ahead of me. So I sank into books, mostly fiction. Grow up, I think niko na chronology ya vitabu. Zile Ladybird series, Cinderella, nini, and then nikaenda nikiongeza. Up until I think I started reading books that were ahead of my age kitambo. So I was reading calm down.
Tuambie kama ni
Hakuwa ameandika.
Unajua labda
But mkabugiko kifo kisiwani.
Yeah.
So when nilikuwa like 8, 9 years old.
Are you for real?
So I read.
Na kwamba ulifanyia kama set book in high school.
Yeah. So I read so much.
Brilliant.
And by the time nifikia sema class 7, class 8, nilikuwa nishaanza kuandika kando. Nilikuwa najaribu kuandika mashairi nini, but then at some point nikaamua too many rules. Then try English. So moved on like that. And then when I cleared high school, nikakam KU kufanya theater arts and film before departments changed. Sikia squeezy Koroiro sijui sama. So
Tuko on blast up.
So some of the people when you on KUtv tulikuwa classmates. And I was very interested in mostly just the storytelling because at a film mostly I was writing scripts.
Basically against storytelling.
Yeah, writing scripts once in a while, end up on screen. But then I realized there's some satisfaction in telling a story na audience ikireceive. Unajua mnaweza interact na unajua okay hii part ingia ni poa. So unaweza enda ni change next time nikisema hii story ikuwe different. And after that actually you're accessible, people can talk to you and you discuss the story. Okay, how did this happen? Nini. So I started doing spoken word. Did it through my whole campus time. And
how long was this again?
From 2011. Bado sija graduate.
Wow.
Lakini that's a story for another day.
I feel there's a story in there. But
yes,
anyway,
nimemaliza shule ku graduate ndo bado. So huko ndo tulimit na Abu in performing at places like Alliance Française, K&D before the renovation, Phoenix before it was closed down. Das restaurant in Westlands. Oh my God! Back then, it's like 2011, 2012. Collaborated with a few people, playwrights like Andy Rory. Took a stage, I think 2 plays. So it's basically from that urge to tell stories and to listen to stories, because the good thing is you can place as a performer, then you also get a free pass to listen to everyone else. So you get so much access to other artists. So niyo urge ndio imefikisha hii point.
Abu, yourself?
Journey yangu imekuwa different from his. Mbona shake kichwa?
Nangoje fike hiyo part ya kufly.
Vlogging apart, there's something he never leaves out.
No, in each and every year, as I was growing up, nilikuwa natafuta something that I'm interested in. I wasn't sticking to one particular thing at a time. Mind yangu ni erratic. I have to be, it stems from being told by family members, by friends that get the full life experience. So some yo nili translate into do everything. A jack of all trades.
When you can.
And it started out sasa.
Wait, was that what they actually meant? Was that actually what they meant?
Probably.
And then you go for the info like a year and then you quit. Anyway, moving on.
I remember the first time nilikuwa on a play was in nursery school. I cannot remember what the play was about, but I was with my best friend your time. Come here, ulikuwa and he got to appear in a newspaper. So mimi nilikuwa nimejazika vibaya sana. Hey, kumbe art inaweza kupeleka somewhere like that, all right? Then I stopped for a while. In all the schools that mimi nilishia, art was suppressed. It's not talked about. But then again, in me, it still was embedded. I had the urge to do something with my talent. And then I went all the way up to high school. Nothing happened. After high school, nothing happened. Hey, you know what? It's my time to make the choice. So in each phase, nilikuwa naenda tu nafanya international relations, peace and conflict management. At some point, niliingia into piloting. Ndio nimefika.
Oh, really point to fly. Yes.
Niko na 40 hours under my belt, 40 flying hours under my belt as a pilot. Exactly.
Wait, does that mean you're a pilot now?
Sijapata the first license.
Wow.
Because I lost interest in it because art was still there.
Dude.
Ilikuwa tu hapo.
Guy, are you for real?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't see why people cannot believe that someone would leave something in every kid wants to be. I want to be an astronaut, a pilot, nini, a doctor, a lawyer. But
like
I want to be an artist.
Do you know how like most of us are saying, I'm pretty sure there's so many of us who are saying, okay, I want to be a pilot. You were there.
I was
you were
there.
almost getting there.
Yes, I was enjoying it, but not as much as art. You see, that's the difference. Plus, piloting expensive. Ngoja ufike hiyo point.
Exactly. Then you must be a jack of all trades.
It's
Literally
pretty expensive.
speaking, yes?
I've done possibly 8 things so far. 8 career paths so far.
And any one of them to completion?
All of them were leading back to art.
Okay.
All of them were leading back to art. And that's why Nico so interested in it. And now that I'm full-time arts, we used to be in advertising. And it was enjoyable, but at some point pia inafika kuna cap for it. And now we are into it. And I think my interest stems from self-taught things. I miss kupewa kama dhako. Sipo. Check it, tunaweza share.
Guy.
It's okay, mom, you have another son. It's
Officially. One thing is more on live television, on air, officially.
Yeah,
Moving on.
and I taught myself how to do creative writing, which I don't think it should be called creative writing. Every type of writing is, kuna mse anaji express in some way in which both of us, we don't believe in judging poetry because you can't judge the feelings. And that's basically my journey to this very point. I take experiences from what I've learned, ata kani, piloting, engineering, whatever, I take them and nazingiza into art.
Into art.
Yeah.
Your art must be rich, my friend.
Yes.
You're going to piloting ndani yake. Beautiful. Now,
use your pilot.
Aliboro.
okay. Is this something you guys are cooking up, yeah?
Yeah.
This 17th, if I'm not wrong?
Yes, 17th May, Wednesday.
Talk to us about that.
So it's called Too Early for Birds. And it's
Too early for birds.
Yes. You know that the early
Alma
bird
catches
catches
the worm, so
yeah.
it's too early for
Yeah, so these are really smart worm came too early for the birds. Yeah, ishafanya kazi yake ikaishia. So what you're doing
That is around kido 4 kabla birds ziamke huko.
Yes.
Literally speaking, anyway. And I know there's something else behind it, but go on.
There is Abu atasema hiyo part.
Yeah.
But it's on May 17th, which is coming Wednesday at the Kenya National Theatre, KNT, from 6 p.m. But the show actually starts at 7. 6 p.m. ndio watu wakuje, waketi, usiseme nilikuja nikafungiwa.
Kenyan timing.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to see. You actually have to do that by the
Yeah.
Leo sort of kujapo saa moja na nusu.
So the doors open at 6 p.m. At 7, we'll be on stage telling stories. Yeah. So what we're doing is telling Kenyan stories of courage, stories of blood and sweat, stories that have been sidelined in the national narrative. Like tukianza kumention Kenyan heroes, Dedan Kimathi, Jomo Kenyatta, Wangari Maathai.
And the list gets shorter and shorter.
Yes,
Yeah.
watu wanaanza kuangaliana huku kando na Moi ni hero. Uko sure Moi ni hero kweli? And then, so what you're doing is we went back and because we are very interested in history and we've had so many discussions. Why does the US have so many superheroes and even hata ukitoka from the superheroes because they're fictional. When you come to actual heroes that they make stories about, you realize they have a bunch of them. And you go to the UK, so you go watch movie into the Imitation Games. They have so many heroes who are it's science, physics, mathematics, stuff kama hiyo. How about us? Since history yetu ikuanza 1963. True. So what was happening before that? Unajua tukiwa primary school tulifunzwa immigration, migration, zile watu wakafika sijui Shungwaya, kenda wapi sijui Joka Mbolo, nini.
Sijui the whole bunch of sijui where huko.
Sijui kama ulikuwa attentive, unakumbuka hizo factors. Factors zilikuwa sijui war.
Yes.
Kama kulikuwa na war, inamaanisha kulikuwa na maheroes yote. Kulikuwa na commanders wa hizo armies. And after your time, British colonialists wakakam, kulikuwa na resistance na collaboration.
Yeah.
So, how to resist? Nani hao walikuwa na resist? Who are the actual people when you walikaa wakaambia sema unajua ni aje? Si hawaingii huko. Who are those people? True. So we're digging back into those stories and finding heroes beyond, say, the narrative we know, the Mau Mau narrative, you know.
Which is also not complete, by the way.
It's not complete.
Just,
yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's not
Yeah.
told. The concentration camps and all that
Yes.
stuff. There's so much that's not
one
told
that's
there.
very shallow, if you ask me.
But it's because it's supposed to serve a certain purpose.
certain purpose.
Yeah, our curriculum, our history was written by the conquerors who back then were the white people. So there's stuff they don't want you to know. And if you don't tell people stories of courage, stories about their heroes, then they don't believe in themselves.
True.
Then they can't resist when you take them through nonsense.
Yeah.
It took people to stand up and remind people, like, we're not submissive. We can resist against these people. So acha tuwachuje. So what you're trying to do is bring up those stories. I want to feel proud as a Kenyan. Sile nikiulizwa, so you Kenyan? Yes. Do you love your country? Yes. Why?
Because
Marathon.
But that's the only thing.
Yeah, there are people.
So sorry about that.
Yeah, the athletes are people we should celebrate, but we should have something to back that up. Yes. So what you're doing is we are taking these heroes, finding these stories, putting them on a stage, giving them life. There are people who are gone now. They're dead, but they should not be forgotten. So what we're doing is we're trying to restart their memory, make sure people know about them, or just they get interested in them. We're using our art, at least, since we know you can't tell everyone to go and Google this stuff, go into National Archives, try this stuff, and your people. It's a lot of work, and people have other stuff they're doing.
True.
So we're doing that ourselves.
People have a life, yes?
Yeah, people have a life. So because we do not have a life, our life is art.
It's that.
Yeah, it's that. So we're
Basically.
taking these people, taking their stories, picking them from, say, boring research papers or boring PhD, whatever, and turning them into an art form, into a storytelling thing. When you utakuja and you hear this story, and we'd like to think that these people would be proud of the way we are portraying them. Yeah, so that's the basis behind Too Early for Birds.
Too Early for Birds.
Yes.
Now, what brought all this up? We had the urge to tell these stories. Abu, nili when I'm kind of, you know what? No, these guys cannot be forgotten like this. What brought that?
It's the curiosity. I feel as if I'll be rephrasing what he says, but I'll try to make it a bit different. I think every society needs a foundation. Ndo sawa move forward to progress and achievements and success. You just need a foundation, the starting point. Where did you come from? Who are you? In nini? Your answer. Tell us about yourself, Manzeni, the hardest thing you can ever be.
And you know, that question, you pops up so many times.
Precisely. So if you don't have your foundation, you have to go, hey, mimi nimetoka hapa, and my culture is like this. This is how I'm supposed to say it, and nini. Or not even confined to this is how I'm supposed to say it. It's just knowing the beginning, your essence, it stems from your curiosity. Mi sikuwa najua about kina Mekatilili. I just knew the name. Sijui about Gor Mahia, exactly. Just the name. And that's it. Precisely. Precisely. And all our historical books, even in the school curriculum, unacheki, it dates back from Greek mythology to world wars to independence, halafu politics. And then that's it. That's all we know. Unajua nile vita too. We just know about the crimes, the atrocities. That's it. But we had beautiful stories could tell, like people who are living their lives vipoa. We had forts all over Bungoma, Kakamega, Webuye, hizo side zote. We had forts. Kama Game of Thrones.
Hizo forts hizo.
And you know, people don't know about these things.
No. Precisely.
It's very sad. And it's not even it's, for example, Mekatilili was from the coast region. You ask someone who comes from the coast region, they won't tell you anything about. Okay, we all know Mekatilili. We've all heard about Mekatilili. Yeah. But what do you know about Mekatilili? Go ask someone about even a Kikuyu. Ask about Kimathi. They'll tell you, yeah, Kimathi alikuwa freedom fighter. But do you actually know the struggles that he went through? Do you actually know the step, everything that he went through? Do you even know how long he was in the forest fighting for independence? Ask a lot about Gor Mahia. Believe you me, more than half will not know anything about the club. Gor Mahia, the club, yes, thank you. Yeah, ball.
I'm one of the halves when you're Jewy about Gor Mahia.
Yeah. We were working on another project late last year, and it was a very simple question. Natumianga Waiyaki. Who's Waiyaki? Unajua ushaipitia Dennis Pritt Road. Who's Dennis Pritt? Kuna all these roads. Like the only ones that unajua ni Moi Avenue, Kenyatta Avenue, Haile Selassie, Ethiopia, man. Yeah, that's it. The like aujui hawa watu wote.
Nada kunajua Ngartia, believe it or not, they do not know every. Unajua tu very basic, very
That's it. Sabu, it's been written kwa 2 sentences in a historical book and you need 300 pages and then it's just 2 sentences and that's it. So there's no more information about that. There's no interest for sisi kujua who these people were, what they did and how they impacted us up to today. And I think it's a celebration for those people. Every society needs to have ule mse they can churn up aseme manze nyinyi mko na Superman sawa, si tuko na umse, si tuko na umse,
Tuko na Makmende.
si tuko na Makmende, exactly. Nyinyi mko na Batman, si tuko na, it's like that, unajua. Otherwise we'll have other cultures, other societies coming in alafu wasim the powerful ones, as opposed to us saying tuko on the same page actually.
You're not
like that, exactly.
You're not all that.
Precisely.
Now we are in a very controversial era, very sticky place right now as a country because we're going through just about elections, and things are they're not looking very side. Politicians are just throwing shade to each other. They're not really saying anything productive that is going to help us as a society, and as a result, people are like something is just boiling up, and people are very apprehensive against each other. Why? What would you say what role as an artist do you play to make sure that as a country we do not divide ourselves along political lines, along the region lines that mean not Rift Valley, so I don't know who's supposed to be where? That nonsense. What do you do as an artist, and how do you use your storytelling art to at least help Kenyans to realize that, you know what, at the end of the day, our same as probably like any friends. It's just theater. It's just theater and political, I don't know, very silly things that will not actually help us at the end of the day. How do you use your art and your storytelling, Abu, to help Kenyans?
I think the main thing that happened brought us to this very point was the divide and conquer mechanism. So you have to tell a particular group of society in the society that by the way, I say wanafanya hivi towards you because nyinyi inferior to them, and then they go tell the same people the same story. So wanaanzisha tu hizo conflict between the people who are actually working and building this nation. As opposed to them who are just chukua hii grant, chukua hapa, just acquiring wealth. Exactly. And you have to paint your your glamorous look so that people can look up to you, and they see that you are having a better life than them, so that they look up to you and try to be you so much. And you at that very moment you have the power to preach anything you can to these people. But sasa your responsibility has been misused. And the purpose of Too Early for Birds is to tell people that we've been fighting the same war, si sote. We all have the same objective. It's just that we speak different languages. Our weapons, arrows zetu ziko a bit curved, zenyu ni sharp kiasi. Our shield were tiny, but zenu pia, we all use the same tools to do the same thing, to get the same objective. Ni vile tu we are lost saizi, hatujui about each other. We don't care anymore about finding out about other cultures, about other perspectives, other thoughts. The essence of accommodation is no longer there. And that's what we are trying to do. And if you see our catalog of stories, it's an assortment. From all places of the country that we've picked these stories, brought them together, and we're preaching the same thing. The message has to be about love and accommodation. If it's not that, then I think we are lost as a society. And going back to the foundation story that I was telling you about, that's the point. Nile tu, manze tumepotea njia. Where was our starting point? Oh, no hapa. All of us tulitoka from this place. Oh, okay, sawa. Then sisi to fight for the same opportunities, to fight for the same success that we want and accomplishments. And that's basically it. Just a point of reference. Ukishapata hiyo, then natumia pilot language.
I think that's a very noble idea you guys are having. So Ngartia, please tell us everything that we need to know about that show. Time, tickets, prices, venue, kunatoa kusikia venue. Amnuambia kwenye venue. Imagine the people in this country that don't know where the cultural center is. The Kenya Cultural Center, Wajupaliko.
Yeah.
Please help these people.
So I'll get to that. Let me pick up from where Abu left.
Yeah.
First of all, in our team, we come from across the country. Abu is from the coast, and he has Luya blood in him somehow. My name is Kikuyu. Yeah. I grew up in Meru. We have a Taita in our team, we have Giriamas in our team, we have a mixture of Taita and Kikuyu. We have, there's so many people from different places, yeah? And it's a reflection of what we are as a country. Like, we work together to achieve the same dreams up until election time.
Yeah. And
then someone comes and says, Z, by the way, you guys are different. No, we share the same unga problems. Sai sisi wote hatupati maziwa na unga.
It's not like kuna msafara na unga 55.
But say wako na unga na maziwa. Hata sijui ukula ugali. Yes, that's the thing. Like, they go back to secure houses and all that. And we were doing another show like 3 weeks ago called We Won't Forget. It's mostly about the post-election violence. And I realized that that violence didn't come. People say it's from tribal pride and all that. I think it's from insecurity. Because watu wenye walikuwa chapana Mathare, if you actually go and talk to a lot of them, you realize some of them cannot speak Kikuyu, cannot speak Jaluo. Hawajui, because they've grown their lives up in Mathare. Yes. Like, wameenda Ocha mara mbili tatu, that's it. But ukiambia msee, aya, nipeleke huko kwenu Nyeri, haezi kupeleka. Yeah. So it's the insecurity. Maybe these guys have something that I don't have. Maybe theirs is better than mine. So let's fight them. But these guys have the same struggles as us. Like, when you look at it from a we perspective, the line is very thin. And what we inherited as a country is the division, the divide and conquer mechanism, because it's what the white people used. They came, they took some of the communities, are like, okay, you guys are loyalists, these guys are resisting, so you fight them for us. And that happened. And then the government, politicians picked that up after independence, and they've been perpetuating it the whole time. So if we actually see our differences, because our differences are economic, ni ase wana afford unga, ase afford unga. So if we unite as wale watu wenye afford unga, tuseme sisi tunataka msemo mwenye anajua hii shida ya kulala njaa aende huko. Yeah, atusaidie. Yes. So what we're doing is we're trying to tell people there's a difference between tribalism and knowing who you are and being proud of your heritage. Yeah. Because if I know you guys had heroes, like, you come from an ethnicity that has courage and pride. And we had heroes. We come from an ethnicity that had courage and pride. Then we share something. Then we all come from heroes, man. Yeah. So, say wanatusho nini, mbona wanatusho, sisi nini. Yeah, so that's what we're trying to say on Wednesday 17th. And this week, yeah, it's at the Kenya National Theatre. Kenya National Theatre iko next to people who know KBC. It's right next to KBC.
I'm next to Nairobi University.
Nairobi University, opposite Norfolk. Yeah, so it's called Kenya National Theatre, Kenya Cultural Center. So Google Maps inaweza kusaidia sana.
By the way.
Tickets are going for 1,000 bob right now, up to Kesho, actually. It's been going for 1,000 bob up to tomorrow. Tomorrow is the deadline. At the gate, there will be 1,500 shillings. Yeah. So everyone is welcome. Let's come and know who we are.
Thank you very much, guys. Now, you are both storytellers. I want you guys to give us a performance. Very short. Si kubwa sana. Something small. A sneak peek of what you guys are going to be offering.
Tickets go for 1,000.
Kuna dawa yako brother.
Buy tickets. But that wouldn't be fair, because now 1,000 bob is worth a whole 1 hour 45 minutes, 2 hours. Yeah, so worth of performance. I think that's good. That's good enough. So you guys buy tickets, by the way. But we still want a performance, a sneak peek. I will try and entice people to come and hear what you guys have to offer, so that they know what to expect. Very short, but as good as possible. Me want that patois from you.
Patois not today.
From you. Hey, we are going to talk about that later. But go on.
Yes, I won't perform the pieces that are lined up. I'm lost in the world with nowhere to go, I'm repeating myself. I'm lost for the girl with all to give, I'm depleting myself. I'm lost from my thoughts with no way to live, I'm defeating myself. I'm lost from joy with wrathing pain, I'm receiving myself. I'm lost for the cause with nothing to gain, I'm deceiving myself. I'm looking for ways to paths to better days, to pass the grayer days, to cast talents for greater pays, but crippling doubt gets me weeping tears and fears engulf a consuming processed maze. I need water. I write for the crowd. I'm right for the loud, yet merging calls get me trading insecurities, misreading obscurities for misleading immaturity. I mustn't falter. Knees weak sweating. Thoughts of failing are offsetting. WebMD has the answer. It's probably cancer. I'm not a defaulter. So I roll one to connect with myself. Resigning from society ills, reclining from its reeking spills. Fast food slows us down. Fast moods kills us. We are of the fragile, of thin skins. They see right through us. Self-belief is no longer. Wealth relief is no stronger. We foster symptoms of imposter syndrome, then think it obscene when they boo us. They surely are many. Leeching, stealing your poorly earned pennies, speaking feelings of sickly drunk henny, sneaky dealings of Mary Janing. I'm lost in my mind in the 12%, but vision still 20/20. I see clearer now. A time before everyone got dressed up, before we lost our culture and our manifestations of starvation root us down, inviting vultures, then we become victims, barricading our minds in the streets with molotovs, flaming, blaming systems. Yes, it's absolutely the government that's the problem, not us, not we the people. We are pure, but still ailing from a lack of cure to ourselves. You see, we've forgotten who's rotten. Smell yourselves with your sinful colognes, nostrils receptive of deceptive, floral, favorable, full of flavor, fragrance that combust your scent and pace and sense visual. You are a demon. They will love you in your darkness, then take advantage of your starkness. Find love. Show us the real you. Get to know us. Nice to meet you. We're all boxed in our little cages. We're unhappy till we earn our wages. We don't learn from different ages. Everyone is lonely, living an instant life. No memories to cherish, living a distant life. Appreciate before you perish.
Very good, very good. Ngartia.
Okay, that's lyrical. Let's go.
That's
narrative.
amazing, yes.
Pan your lens around Nairobi and zoom into Club Swords. I'm sitting alone at a corner, surrounded by imaginary walls, oblivious of the lovers, dancers, drunkards. It's Friday. I used to hate Fridays. Fridays were the day when everyone broke free and couldn't let me have my usual two in peace, until I learned to shut them out. Now every Friday is silent. It's pure bliss. Except for tonight. There's a blip on my radar, 2 tables away from here, big mischievous eyes and kinky hair. It's dyed jet black with a cowrie shell to the left. Now I stare at her sitting in the red light, looking like a sunset from KICC's rooftop. Her skin's fiery glow reducing my eyes to soft throbs. In my mind, I move from reality to fantasy. I walk over to where she sat, inquiring about her identity for the chit-chat to start. I'm the acquisition officer, sir, she says, because everyone claims I can get it. Well, I'm the plumber in charge of the pipe, little Miss Sweet. No one tops the way I lay it. It's a game of innuendos, and I know the ropes. So I sprinkle little drops of heaven with my hopes hanging on the neck of my allsops. I have my fears, but they creep away every time the bottle dips to drip little sips at the tip of my tongue. It loosens, and I'm suddenly Guy Fawkes with gunpowder stacked and ignited behind my lips. Her defenses stand little chance. In 15 minutes, the relationship is official. We die in each other's arms that night, rise the next morning from the ashes like twin phoenixes. Her name is Jasmine, and I want to be her Aladdin, fly her to my empire's hidden coves. She's recently moved here, and I help her explore the city while exploring her. Her mouth is the fountain at Uhuru Park. Her feet, the hurrying madness of Haile Selassie Avenue. Her backs of her ears are hidden like Tavetalin. Her mind is Tomboya with endless thoughts darting around. We have breakfast in the suburbs, lunch downtown, dinner in uptown diners, desserts of picnics in the city square sealed with kisses under the street lights. She's so down to earth that when I stare into her eyes, it's not stars I see, rather my city's night skyline.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you very much for joining us, guys. That was amazing. And
thank you for having us.
Thank you very much. Please buy tickets and go to that event.
Yes.
Concert.
Storytelling
event. Yes.
Yeah.
Please go to that event. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. You've heard they have the talent. They have what it takes for you to chuck that 1,000 bob. Ukichelewa, please chuck 1,500 and go and enjoy these wonderful, wonderful works of art. It's been amazing.
Thank you.
Short music break. We'll be right back.